get into it. We put it off as much as we could here in the intro, but this Daniel Jones situation, man, it was rough. I think that's putting it lightly. I know last week you were ranting about wanting to see Daniel Jones in the preseason, but that might have been premature after that performance. Maybe we don't need to see more Daniel Jones.
No, I think that that's kind of the perfect thing to bring up here because we heard instant reactions to this game on Saturday. Everybody saying it was his first game action in 9 months. You got to give him time to get off the rust. And I was like, then why the did he not play last week? I went on this rant. I had people in the comment section coming after me. Now you see how rusty he was. They threw him into the deep end and just immediately made him play an entire half of football. Why not give him a drive in the first preseason game to get his feet wet? That makes so much more sense. If you know he's going to be rusty, if you know that he's going to need to take some time to get back to game speed, why didn't he play that drive with Malik Neighbors in the first preseason game against the Lions? You had other starters out there. You had Jalen Hyatt out there, Wan'Dale Robinson. Malik Neighbors, obviously. Why not Daniel Jones? Josh Allen played. Patrick Mahomes played. CJ Stroud played. This is the same rant that I went on last week, and I'm going on it again because it's even more relevant and even more important now. That first preseason game, giving Daniel Jones even just a drive. If he goes 3 for 6 passing, looks like crap, he could shake it off and get ready for a much better performance in the second week of the preseason. Instead, he didn't play at all. He goes into the second preseason game super rusty against a really good Houston Texans team, plays like crap, and now here we are. All of the fans are reacting, saying we're not going to win more than 5 games this season. Again, this feels like it could have been avoided. The Giants just let him play 6 snaps or whatever the hell in the first preseason game. He looked terrible in the second preseason game. I don't want to hear about how he settled into the game after throwing 2 interceptions. He threw 2 interceptions. There's no settling down into the game after that. He still had a bad performance. This is what happens with Daniel Jones. He has 2 really bad plays, explosively bad plays, and then he throws 5 good passes later on in the game, and people point to the 5 over the 2. That's not how this works. The 2 are so much more detrimental than the 5 good passes. It doesn't get weighed on the same scale. It was an awful performance. I'm not saying Tommy DeVito played any better. I was joking around on Twitter yesterday, and I was like, give me the cutlets, Tommy DeVito, baby. A lot of people were upset with me, but that's not what this is. This is really just me not wanting to watch Daniel Jones and wanting to suffer through another Daniel Jones season where he throws picks and people make excuses for him. So I'd rather watch Tommy DeVito play. You can't make excuses for him. He's an undrafted rookie. You know he's not going to be a superstar at any point in his career. So just let him play. I don't want to suffer through Daniel Jones, lose the games, whatever. They're going to win or lose either way. I just can't stand the narrative around Daniel Jones right now, the excuses that people are making after such an abysmal week 2 preseason performance.
Yeah, and while you were talking, I wanted to pull up the box score from the game, and box scores don't always tell the full story, but just wanted to point out 11 to 18, buck 38 passing, 7.7 yards per attempt, no touchdowns, 2 picks, 45.4 rating. DeVito was 10 and 19, 75 yards passing, 3.9 yards per attempt, no touchdowns, no picks. 62.4 rating. So really none of those guys crazy jumped off the page, and not every interception is created equal. So it's sometimes the context is very much so needed, but not in this case, because both of those throws were bad. Like there's no sugarcoating it. The one that was in their own end, how are you still making that throw in year 6, Anthony? How is that still an issue for this guy? That's something that if you see your rookie quarterback try to make that throw, you go, all right, I get it. They don't have the experience. But how many games does Daniel Jones have under his belt now starting in this league? You have to know at that point that you can't throw that ball in the flat. And he did. And it turned it, was it a pick 6 or was he tackled right before the goal line? I forget.
That was pick 6, man.
Right.
Daniel Jones scored more points for the other team than he did for his own team in this game. And let me just say this about that pick 6. Yeah, it was ugly. I'm not going to beat the dead horse. It was terrible. He broke the first sack that he invited into himself. If you rewatch the play, he had a pocket that he could have stepped into. Whatever. Everybody's breaking it down to exhaust. I know JT Sullivan, QB School, broke it down in a video yesterday, and he kind of put some of the blame on Malik Neighbors as well, but put all the blame eventually on Daniel Jones because he should have just thrown it away. We know all this, but I just want to highlight one thing. 60 games Daniel Jones has started in his career. He is an experienced veteran entering his 6th season in the NFL. He has won a playoff game, and he is making a mistake like this. Think about this. He throws that interception, pick six. They get the ball back. He throws the next interception. The Texans get the ball at the 2-yard line. I don't know if you saw the next drive, but CJ Stroud takes a snap in the shotgun, like 8 yards deep into his own end zone. Pressure right across his face, steps back, steps to the side, steps into a new clean pocket, delivers a 15-yard pass to Tank Dell across the middle of the field for a first down. That was the difference to me. I haven't seen anybody talk about the comparisons here. We were talking about 60 starts, 6th-year Daniel Jones not knowing how to navigate pressure in the end zone, in the front of the end zone, off of a play-action play, quick, easy passing play. He has no idea what to do, almost takes a safety, instead throws a pick six. Then you have CJ Stroud, who's in his second season, hasn't even played 17 games in the NFL just yet. He's standing in the pocket, in the middle of the end zone, deep in the end zone, pressure in his face, delivers a 15-yard pass for first down. That tells you everything that you need to know. If you were wondering whether or not the Giants this offseason should have moved on from Daniel Jones, should have found a younger, better, more high upside talent at the quarterback position, that two-play sequence should be the answers to your question. That right there, CJ Stroud showed you exactly why Daniel Jones has not shown nearly enough progress in the past 5 years to be an established QB1 franchise quarterback for the Giants. I thought that was the best way just to compare and contrast. I think I might even do a video, break it down on Twitter or something later today, because that was really what highlighted to me. We are seeing a 6-year veteran making rookie mistakes. We are seeing a second-year player with legitimate star upside and talent washing him, making Daniel Jones look like an absolute college quarterback.